Sonic CD is the third game in the Sonic series. Well, kinda. It was originally supposed to be port of Sonic 2 for Sega CD, but because of lackluster sales in Japan, okay, they decided to make it its own game using capabilities of Sega CD to their advantage. For this video, I'm playing the 2011 remake made by Christian Whitehead. The game is hailed as one of the best games in the Sonic series. What do I think about it? Let's take a look. Sonic CD is basically the same as Sonic 1 and 2, which I already reviewed, so be sure to watch those videos if you haven't already. It does, however, bring its own changes to the mix, most of which I'm not a fan of. But I don't want to be just negative, so let's start with the presentation, which is great. Sonic CD's visuals are colorful and lively, though it looks a little bit artificial. Yeah, everything is brighter and more detailed, but the art style it looks flat. It's not bad, but I'm not a fan of it. Music is a little bit complicated. To keep it short, Sonic CD has two soundtracks, US soundtrack and Japanese soundtrack. I personally prefer the Japanese because I think it's more catchy, but you know, it's up to you. Actually, I should also mention that this remake allows you to switch between them, which is a nice touch. Though sadly this remake doesn't have the two vocal songs from the Japanese soundtrack, only instrumentals. And that sucks because the second song, Cosmic Eternity, is absolutely amazing.
Extraordinary things can happen if you believe in yourself. You got to have some faith in yourself if you want respect for your friends.
In terms of story, nothing much happens here. Sonic runs into small planet chained to his planet by Eggman, so he rushes in and saves the day. He also runs into Amy Rose, who gets kidnapped 2 levels later, and then you have to save her. That's basically it for the plot. I should also mention that this game has animated cutscenes that got completely remade for the remake. And yeah, they look amazing. But there's only 2 of them, plus short clips during end credits. Yeah, not much to say here, but I thought I'm gonna mention it anyway. Now onto the gameplay, which is basically the same, just a few differences. You're still playing a great controlling 2D platformer where you can also roll and spin dash. Spin dash is now done by holding the button and waiting for it to charge up. However, you also have new move, Super Peel Out. It allows you to blast off right away, but you're vulnerable in it. I like it, it creates nice dynamic. This remake allows you to switch between the Sonic CD spin dash I just mentioned and the classic Sonic 2 spin dash. However, that disables the camera feature. Yeah, Sonic CD has a neat feature. When you're moving fast, the camera moves a little bit ahead of you so you can see where you're going. This is a great feature and sadly wasn't brought back in other 2D games. Hell, even Sonic Mania didn't use it. Other than this, the game has one more new feature, time travel. When you run past these signs and then keep your speed up for a while, you can travel either to the past or future with their own visuals, music and altered level design. Why is this even a mechanic? Well, it's because of creating good future. In the first 2 acts of each zone, you have to travel to the past and destroy a robot machine and Metal Sonic projector. You only do it in the first 2 acts because Act 3 always takes place in the future. This is an interesting idea. Levels are wide and built for exploration, so this must be a good mechanic, right? If only. I'm just gonna say it straight. Time traveling is a pain in the ass. Level design doesn't allow you to go fast most of the time, so you have to find specific places where it's easier to do so. Plus, every time I get past sign, I get fucked over by future sign. Why? Why are there future signs everywhere? You never have to travel into the future. Act 3 is in the future. Why is it there? Another problem is that exploring these levels can be not only tiresome but also annoying. Why? Because some levels like to lock you out from the first part of the level. In other words, good idea, bad execution. And the remake sadly didn't make it more enjoyable. Anyway, I'll stop my bitching and go back to gameplay. And there's one more thing they changed, which is the bosses. Act 3, which always takes place in the future, is always a boss area. But there are some resources and sometimes hidden lives around, so that's nice. Anyway, these bosses are not just about dodging and hidden. This time you actually have to get around some sort of gimmick. Okay, I think you now have the idea how the game works, so let's talk about the individual zones. Palm Tree Panic. It's basically a brighter green hill zone. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's pretty fun. It does good job getting you into the swing of things, and it's the only zone where I can create good future. So enjoy, because I'll never do it again. The boss is absolutely pathetic, but at least it shows you that the bosses will be a bit different. Just wait for the opportunity to hit him, and then it's no problem at all. Collision Chaos. This is great. I'm happy they decided to give us the worst fucking zone of the game so early. Seriously, this zone sucks. Bumpers, springs and random pinball stuff is everywhere and keeps messing up your movement. Yeah, and trying to time travel? Good luck. And it only makes sense that the worst zone has the worst boss. Yeah, I hate pinball as it is, and this is even worse. Tidal Tempest. Look at that, another water level. And it's pretty good. Good level design, great music, and overall pretty good platforming level. And you know how much I love those. The boss is interesting to say the least. First phase, you just have to chase him and attack him while he isn't attacking you. During second phase, you only have to hit him once. However, he floods the room, surrounds himself with bubbles, and floats around while firing at you with his cannons. Quartz Quadrant. Another good level. It's very platforming heavy, but somewhat faster than the previous level. And it has some decent gimmicks related to the fact that it takes place in a quarry. Overall, a good zone. Everyone who ever reviewed this game mentioned this boss. Instead of attacking him, you have to run on the treadmill, which shreds his platform to pieces. Yeah, it's cool, but during this, he's attacking you with only one attack. And that's pretty boring. Wacky Workbench. This level's main gimmick is the flashing floor, which shoots you up in the sky. You can use it to your advantage, or it can keep you in one area until you platform around it. I think it's a pretty good level, and it focuses on platforming, so more bonus points from me. And as for the boss, this one is my favorite in the game. It uses the flashing floor gimmick, and you have to use your platforming skills. So of course I like it. Stardust Speedway. This level is mainly focused on speed with very limited platforming. And while it could be a nice change of pace after all of these, this level is impressively unremarkable. It's fast, and that's pretty much everything I know about it. Only memorable thing is the music and the boss. The boss fight is against Metal Sonic. And that must be epic, right? I mean, he's on the cover and he's so well known in the fan base. This must be a great boss fight, right? Well, instead of fight, it's a race. A fucking race. So this super built up villain, who's on the cover of the game, only showed up twice in the game, gets a race instead of boss fight, and dies from hitting the wall. But sure, let me tell you about how Infinite is the worst villain ever.
Fine. I will teach you fear, then pain, and then, well, at least the fear and pain will end.
Metallic Madness. Easily the best level in the game. Level design is great, both speed and platforming are used to great effect, it looks great, it has multiple cool gimmicks, and the music is awesome. Yeah, this is a great stage. The big bad final boss, on the other hand, is fucking pathetic. You're just standing around doing nothing. You wait for him, then you can hit him once, and then you repeat that 3 other times. What a garbage final boss. The special stages. Yep, I'm talking about them along with the other zones. I thought it's gonna fit better. So they're not good, but they're not as bad as before, so I guess that's good. but they're still annoying, frustrating and just not fun. Just like in Sonic 1, you can enter them after finishing first 2 acts with 50 rings. In these special stages you have to run around, avoid water and destroy UFOs. And that would be fine, but the controls are really stiff and UFOs are randomly speeding up, so you cannot really hit them most of the time. And because the stages cycle, you cannot even practice on them. So yeah, not as bad as before, but still not good. And right now you're probably wondering, what's the point of special stages if time traveling is for good future? Well, in special stages you collect time stones. And if you collect all of them, you'll automatically get the good ending without having to do time travel. So I guess that's nice, but I wasn't able to get the stones. And while the game uses save feature, you cannot replay finished levels so you can get them. So yeah, you have to do it in one shot. And after you finish the game, you can replay it again as Tails and do the same thing all over again. And I did that, along with playing it with different soundtracks, so I can be sure if I still prefer the Japanese one. I still do, by the way. Now after all of this, you may think I like this game since I like most of the stages. Sadly, not really. I enjoy most of the stages, but after I finish them, I basically forget that I played them. Yeah, no joke, despite the cool gimmicks, I played through most of the game on autopilot. It also doesn't help that the game is so short and easy that it gets kinda boring. I think the main problem of this game is that it focuses on visuals and gimmicks, while making the gameplay way too simple. Like, you know why I love Palm Tree Panic and Metallic Madness? Because they really feel like Sonic stages, and they fully embrace the gameplay. And I was fully invested while playing them. Damn, I really got negative there. Look, the game is not bad, but I don't think it's amazing either. And I'm honestly stunned by the hype it gets, because I think this is the weakest out of the classic Sonic games. The question is, would I recommend it? And I'm gonna say, if you like Sonic games, then yes. Just don't believe the hype and maybe you'll have a good time. And if you don't like Sonic games, then I don't think this one will change your mind. So that's all I have to say. I'm sorry if I shed over your favorite Sonic game, but I'm just honest. But what do you think? Do you agree or disagree? Please let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching.